In 1972, an American crime film hit the screens and quickly became legend. This year, 45 years later, renowned game designer Eric Lang brings us the first big box hobby board game based on this classic, and today we're going to delve deep into the theme and experiences of The Godfather, Corleone's Empire. Whether speaking to a legendary filmmaker or just your average movie enthusiast, this film will inevitably be brought up. Based on the best-selling novel of the same name, The Godfather turned organized crime filmmaking on its ear because prior movies glorified the gang life and the action-adventure lives of mob thugs. What The Godfather did for the genre was to humanize these characters for us. It's all about the relationships between the family members and the struggle that these characters bore while maintaining those relationships. Vito Corleone is aging and coming to the end of his life, and the wolves are at his doorstep threatening the empire, the family that he's created. What makes a game like Eric Lang's The Godfather, Corleone's Empire exciting is exactly that theme. You are those wolves. You are the animals threatening to take New York City for yourself. We see a part of The Godfather not literally present in the film itself, but begging to be explored. Many of the plans and actions you'll carry out are just business, moving you towards being the next boss of New York City. But those actions can quickly turn personal as grudges and ultimately revenge prevail. In the game, you take the roles of one of the heads of the organized crime families competing against one another and ultimately the Corleone family. Money and influence are the key aspects of seizing control. Literally, the money that you have laundered into your suitcase and control over districts of New York City are the primary ways of winning the game. The board is a beautiful depiction of New York City and the 7 turfs that each family will be fighting over throughout the game. Each player starts with their Don and 2 thug figures, a handful of money, and a few job cards that Don Corleone has sent your way. These job cards are the main way that you'll earn money throughout the game, and again, money that you have banked in your suitcase will win you the game. At the beginning of each of the 4 rounds, a new business is going to open up in New York City for you to exploit. These new businesses can provide you with blood money, liquor, firearms, and narcotics, all of which are used to complete the jobs and earn you cash. On a player's turn, they take one of 4 actions, first of which being you can play one of your thug figures. Thugs are the muscle of your family, the soldiers that go out and get your business done. You send them to shake down businesses within the turfs, both to bring back resources needed to complete the jobs, and also to help solidify your influence in the district. If one of the rival families is currently in control of that turf, they'll get the same resources as a kickback. Influence in and control of turf is key to your success. At the end of each round, there'll be turf wars fought to claim control of each territory. The player with the most family members and thugs in a turf will place an influence marker there. Having your control marker on top during the round will reap those free resource benefits as opposing players' thugs shake down the businesses there. And ultimately, at the end of the game, the player with the most control markers in each territory will be rewarded. An even more powerful means of solidifying your influence over turf are your family members. Each player has a total of 3 that they'll acquire gradually throughout the game. Family members are more powerful than your thugs as they provide influence over multiple turfs at once and allow you to shake down the back rooms of all the businesses within the turfs. These guys carry a greater level of respect, and the turf's controlling player doesn't get the kickbacks from these shakedowns. Each player's family members have unique figures, and they're all named, and they have a rank within the family structure. The Don, the Consigliere, and the Heir. Though they aren't technically any different than any of the other players' family members, as you continue to play the game more and more, personality and individuality start to grow out of these characters. And really, much of that is due to the amazing artwork by Karl Kopinski. His work throughout this game and its components is simply breathtaking. It serves to capture that grimy underbelly of the business being done at the behest of Don Corleone. Karl can breathe life into a character through the visuals he creates and really lend vibrance to the setting with his cityscapes. He's a master of portrait artwork. The raw emotion that he captures really drives the theme home and weaves it so beautifully into the Godfather mythos that's being created here. When you've collected enough commodities from your shakedowns to satisfy a personal or one of the public job cards, you can take an action to spend them to complete that contract.
These job cards are how much of the tactics and the carnage come into this game. There are 4 different types of cards, and each one of them carry their own theme as well. Blue cards are simply shakedown cards. They pay big and simply allow you to gain more resources through additional free shakedowns of businesses. The yellow cards revolve around money laundering, banking it in your suitcase for endgame scoring. Often they allow you to extort money from the rival families as well. Green cards are your muscle cards. They allow you to reposition your thugs and family members around New York City to gain a stronger foothold on turf. And the gray cards. These are where the blood will hit the pavement. Escalated tensions sometimes require contract killings, drive-by shootings, and car bombs to get the competition out of the way. The availability of each resource in those businesses and the timing of when the job cards arrive in the game can drastically change the game from a tactical positioning and territory control game to all-out war with drive-by shootings and car bombs. The more you play and the greater your knowledge of the job card solidifies, the deeper this game becomes. The final action type that you can take is to leverage your allies. Between each of the 4 rounds, players have the opportunity to bribe one of the 4 allies currently on the board. These allies will go into the player's hand and can be played as an action once each round going forward to take advantage of their expertise. And again, I have to bring up Karl Kopinski's artwork here, because he really brings life to these peripheral characters that keep showing up throughout the game. Most notably, the mayor, the union boss, and the police chief. The mayor wields great influence over the city, and as the game progresses, he becomes more and more powerful. He allows you to take control of turf immediately. The union boss is a fast talker, and he can shake down businesses like a thug, only receiving more and more resources as the game goes on. And the dirty cop. The chief can order his officers to raid turfs, gunning down enemy thugs and family members, until finally in the last act, he can massacre an entire district. The film keeps playing out in my mind as the beat cop pulls out his revolver and ruthlessly guns down the mobsters in broad daylight and flees the scene. With an initial play, it's easy to think, oh yeah, there's that nameless police chief. But the more you play the game, the more these characters come to life. When the police chief is dealt to the board and everybody's eyes widen, knowing the potential power he wields, his reputation has preceded him, and he's now a living, breathing character of this world. A single player collecting all 3 mayor cards can dominate the board. The mayor has now become renowned among the players for his political strength. After each player has exhausted their options during the round, turf wars are fought, allies are bribed, and now you must pay tribute to Don Corleone himself. You'll have to discard cards down to the round's current hand size. This will force you to make some hard decisions. Allies, jobs, money, and commodities are all on the table for payment. This is a masterful design choice because it forces you as the player to be on a timetable. You need to take actions to launder that money into your suitcase so that you can win the game, but you only have so much time to do it. If you can't manage to get everything done, you have to make those hard choices of what cards to keep for the next round and which ones to abandon. The experience of playing The Godfather: Corleone's Empire is a roller coaster of tension. The availability of the jobs and the types of those jobs will drastically change how you think about your actions. The allies on deck for bribery change with every round and in every game. Some game, the police chief will be there every time. Sometimes he's replaced with a small-time bookie or a family accountant. The random buildings that show up on the board really drive the economy, making the values of those turfs and the specific businesses fluctuate. Timing is important with every single decision. The game ramps up with every passing round. The first round, no one controls territory. They're just starting out. With the second round, more family members show up on the scene. More commodities are being taken. More jobs are being completed. The allies grow in strength with each round until an explosive climax in which the Hudson River is polluted with the bodies of the fallen. The film changed how we view organized crime life and the people involved from the classic action-adventure mobster films that preceded it. The game gives us a taste of both. All too often throughout The Godfather: Corleone's Empire, you'll look across that table and you're going to say,
"It's not personal, Sonny. It's strictly business."
Thank you so much for watching the first installment of Tabletop Showcase's feature of The Godfather, Corleone's Empire. Now that you have a sense for the theme and how it feels to play, tomorrow head over to Watch It Played's YouTube channel for a tutorial about exactly how to play The Godfather, Corleone's Empire. And to see a full lineup of the Tabletop Showcase contributors, including Drive-Thru Review, Rollin' Dice and Taking Names, Pair of Dice Paradise, and Board Game Replay, please visit tabletopshowcase.com. And of course, as always, if you'd like more tabletop gaming reviews, news, and discussion, subscribe to The Secret Cabal's YouTube channel and check out our audio podcasts at thesecretcabal.com and on iTunes.